Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-stouts.com, and because it's the season, I brewed an Irish dry stout, and I followed Jamil's recipe and brewing classic styles. So I thought, I think I've brewed that before, but
I think I have too. I can't remember.
I don't,
It's a pretty ubiquitous recipe when you see it.
And what you try to do is, make kind of a small beer that finishes pretty dry and is easy drinking and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Whoa.
What, you like that?
So far, so good.
You say whoa, and I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong?
Wow.
So I'll talk a little bit about
okay. Keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll talk a little bit about the recipe. I don't have the notes in front of me, but I'm pretty sure I remembered every single
You better be
minute
specific.
detail.
If you can't be specific, don't even talk about it.
The grain bill was as such: 7 pounds of Maris Otter pale malt. I had 2 pounds of flaked barley, and then I had 1 pound of roasted barley. But because I'm just, flying off the seat of my pants, I got the light stuff.
The lighter roasted barley?
Yes.
Do you remember what the love was?
Yes, the love was 300 degrees Lavabon.
Man.
Well, now you look at that and you're like, wow, that's still pretty dark.
We have a side camera.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Don't mind the dirty glassware, people.
But so we'll get through that. That is a fact. I did use the lighter colored roasted barley just because I wanted to see what's up. But I did do what he says in the book, which is to grind it to a fine powder. I have my food processor in my basement. I'm like grinding that stuff up, a pound of it to like as much as a fine powder as I could get it to. And then I top mash. So like the 15 minutes. I
love top mashing.
15 minutes left in the mash time. I just poured that in and I stirred it in. So, not to mess with pH or like over extract the, whateverness, the bitterness or whatever. So then I brewed, I boiled for 60 minutes. I had, I think, an ounce and a half of East Kent Goldings hops.
There ain't no fuggles in this beer.
No fuggles in this beer. And then I fermented at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. It got a little warmer than that. It was like maybe over like 72. With the Y yeast Irish ale strain, that's a 1084.
Yes.
So after 2 weeks, I took a few samples out of my my fermenter, and I looked at the color, and it was brown. It was brown. But Johnny knows how to adjust coloring.
Okay.
Not Cinnamar, but he bought a pound of Reese's Midnight Wheat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took a half gallon. I also ground that to a powder. I steeped it in cold water for about an hour, boiled it for 15 minutes, and then added that to the keg when I added the rest of the beer to it, and that's what you have.
Oh, hold on. Because that is a nice color.
Yep.
In darkness, and when I hold it up to the light, I mean, it's not clear beer, but it's
not coming through.
But it's dark.
Yeah. I wanted to make
there's a little bit of haze in there.
Yeah. But it is pretty young. I only kegged it 3 days ago.
That's amazing. So the aroma right off the bat, can I?
Mm-hmm. You can talk now. Thanks.
So if you could go over there. The aroma is, when I first smelt it, when we first poured it, and I got the first whiff of when you first pour a beer, you've got to be ready. Don't pour the beer until you're ready to go in the beer.
Okay.
Because that first aroma, I got like a tremendous punch in the nose of like cocoa and graham cracker, and I thought it was just stunningly awesome. Just how dynamic is that? And so, and then the flavor, the taste of it is also, the roastiness is there, but it's subdued. It's very smooth.
Yep.
There's no bite to it at all. which I'm going to attribute to the lower color Lovibond roasted barley versus like a 500 roasted barley. I'm sort of feeling this and thinking, need to explore that a little bit. Because as stuff gets darker, it's going to get a little bit more astringent, and you sort of, I think we just call that what roasty tastes like.
Yeah.
But there's none of that high end, what I sometimes experience, like it sort of gets a little sweeter or a little bit more, well, it gets a little more acidic, really.
Yeah.
This is nowhere near that acidic. It'd be interesting to know what the actual starting pH of the wort was before the thing went in. But then to course correct with the midnight wheat, which is going to be huskless, so there should be no astringency from that.
No.
And then you cold steeped it anyway to get the color there, which would have then that slight water addition, half a gallon, you said?
Yeah.
And the whole half gallon went in there. So you've sort of lowered your everything.
Yes.
Which also might be helping out there.
Yeah, that was part of the plan, right?
Yeah, but what a great beer. I still get the chocolate, and there's a roasted quality to it. But yeah, that's great. Then the body is a strong, medium body. I would put it right smack textbook medium, which maybe is a little bit higher before you diluted it with the midnight wheat addition, water-wise.
Yeah, I think when I took that,
but it's not bad though.
So the funny thing is, like, even with just 7 pounds of base malt, I still got an original gravity reading of 1050.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how, man. I don't know.
For the 5 gallons?
For the 5 gallons, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
So
that's why I was like, well, I'm going to add like...
For 7 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what did...
flaked barley.
Well, it should be if you have... So your final 5 gallon batch was 1050. Wow.
Yeah, but it should have been like in the 1040 range.
But yeah. That's interesting.
It was big. I was like, okay, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, that's interesting.
So that's why I thought like watering it down with just really kind of
at least wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt. And like bring it, to water like a little
20%.
Yeah.
10%. Well, I had lost my thought. I'm so into it. It's a fascinating. I wish we could do these beers on nitro, but that requires a whole lot more equipment and stuff, which I just haven't invested in yet. But man, what a super pleasant beer! I just keep coming back to that graham cracker cocoa aroma. I can't get away from it. It's great.
And I know you're not a big coffee fan, but I'm like getting a little bit of.
I think that's natural with the dark roasted malts in there. Yeah, it's great. The other thing too, is I wonder if it's what makes us sing is using that Irish ale yeast, which I don't think most people use it for anything other than doing this. But for some reason, it does seem to really sing here. It would be interesting to do this side by side with, say, Y yeast, the 1098, the ESB yeast, I'm probably getting that wrong, but the ESB yeast versus like White Labs 02 versus like USO5, or just do like a American ale yeast in comparison to this yeast, because there's something about this yeast that makes this style sing.
Yeah. So this finished about 1016, 1015.
Okay.
So again, some
and is that's pre your addition?
That's pre my addition. I did not take a measurement after.
The Irish ale yeast is a relatively moderate to poor attenuator.
Yep.
So, but it doesn't taste. You've dried it out by adding watering it down a little bit, right? So
basically,
the gravity now is probably less than that.
Yep. Right? It's probably closer to 10 or so.
I sound really brilliant just by saying less than that. As opposed to trying to do some quick math.
You're the scientist.
Yeah. But it's great beer. I love it. So this fits the bill for what you're going for. You've got 5 gallons of this keg?
Yeah. Actually, a little bit more because of the addition. Nice. Yeah, I just kept rolling up. I think I filled the keg pretty much as high as you can fill it without it overflowing.
Yep. And now that it's warmed up a little bit and I've been swirling around so the carbonation's gone, I'm getting a little bit of that dry roasted barley taste to it, the unmalted barley thing, but still very pleasant. And I'm getting a little more of like a coffee thing on the aftertaste. So, but You know, a beer like this, to me, it's the aroma that really makes it work, because I have to keep going back to it just to smell it.
Yeah.
And if I'm smelling it, I might as well take a sip.
And then you want to take more sips, because that's definitely what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super beer.
When I poured it out of the keg into the little the taster here that I got, like the little handle. I was so happy with the aroma. I was like, oh, this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be nice.
I couldn't
You never
contain
know.
myself when I first smelled it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right.
It's better than pretty good.
I hope you dig dry stouts.
Dry
because,
stout.
you know, why would you watch this video if you didn't? Again, we're trying to keep the flame alive for some of these like legendary historical styles.
Yes.
You know, not everything's an American IPA. And you know what? This time of year, especially when winter keeps dragging on, it's nice to have a nice dark beer.
But this is a good transition beer too.
Yeah, it is too. So the best part is that Irish ale yeast. I know you said that you use it for stouts, but we're going to use it for an Irish red too. So I actually, when I transferred this into the keg, I was brewing at the same time. I did an Irish red and poured the cooled wort on the yeast keg.
My extract Irish red is back there on this yeast.
And then we'll have to taste and compare there.
Fascinating. Cool.
All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Comment below if you're a big fan of Irish stouts and tell us your tips. For John and Mike, brew-foods.com. Brew on.
Cheers.